In our video that unpacked the importance of pricing, did we compare a no-name brand jean with a branded name and the fact that you pay for what you are getting? Insurance is the same. The wider the scope of cover, the more items that are inclusive, the more the cost. It provides greater coverage and might most likely include more potential losses in the future than other products. Remember guys, buying insurance, do you not get a warranty plan? The insurer says in his policy wording and schedule, I will give you this at this price. The less they give, the less the price is. The more special conditions or exclusions in their policy wordings means they would have grounds on rejecting more claims. The lower an insurance company's loss ratio meaning how much of every £1 premium do they spend in claims, the lower their premiums would be. Insurance companies are not non-profit organizations. They are here to make money for their investors. So when it comes to choosing product, you need to compare what are the various special conditions the one insurer requires versus the other. For example, Insurer A might say that they cannot insure your vehicle without an approved tracking device. This then becomes a special condition, which means it needs to be in full working order at all times. If it doesn't, they might have grounds in declining your vehicle theft or hijacking claim. Insurer B might not have this requirement. This therefore means, apart from having to fork out a couple of extra rands on a tracking device monthly, you also run the risk of, should something go wrong with your tracking device, that a claim might not be accommodated. Look, there is very good reason for insurers adding special conditions to your policy, which we respect. But when you select your insurance company, make sure you understand the conditions and, more importantly then, adhere to them at all times. The other thing to look out for is comparing policy wordings. You get an all-risk-based policy wording, which basically means everything is covered unless specifically excluded. The other policy wording is called a peril-based policy. This means that they highlight defined events that are covered. The perils-based policy will also include policy exclusions though. The all-risk-based policy wording generally offer a wider scope of cover, which means should a loss incur, are you most likely to enjoy cover under the all-risk policy wording as opposed to a peril-based policy. Having said this, guys, am I a firm believer in the 80-20 principle, which simply suggests for 80% of the losses would most insurance companies cover an event. Your standard windscreen, vehicle accident, theft, hijack, burglary, lost or stolen mobile phone claims would make up for a guesstimate of 95% of all claims. It is when you have that 5% occur to you, and depending on your policy wording, might you be found wanting. The last thing is excess. Insurers offering a flat excess with no percentages would most likely be more expensive than an insurer that has a 5% minimum £3,000 excess. Because driving a £300,000 vehicle, would the excess in the event of a total loss be £3,000 versus £15,000? So your excess is important, and when you select a product, make sure that it fits in with your budget when a sudden and unforeseen event occurs. In closing, your product, which directly links to the price you eventually pay, is made up of the conditions set out in the policy schedule, the type of policy wording, along with the exclusions, and then finally the excess due at claim stage.